Crucial appeal more toward the center of horses. On the far side, Dwayne Star, long-running train, and Traditional Prince in behind runners. But it's Buzz Nightmare inside the last quarter who looks to have the overall advantage over Upper Tune. Crucial appeal trying to run Buzz Nightmare down, but Buzz Nightmare now begins to lengthen strides inside the final furlong. It's a Buzz Nightmare. Crucial appeal over on the far side. Buzz Nightmare in honor of Muhammad Ali is floating like a butterfly and stings them like a bee. Buzz Nightmare in a knockout over Crucial Appeal, Upper Tune, close between Long Running Train and Dwayne Star.
The voice you hear in that clip paying homage to the late great Muhammad Ali is here with us in studio. And that voice belongs to Brian Spuddy Rickman, a commentator for over 30 years. He joins us as we build up to the 96th running of the Cowles Jamaica Derby at Caymanas Park in Portmore St. Catherine on Saturday. Sir,
hi.
It is our honor to have you here.
Indeed. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
With my friends.
Yeah. I'll give Alex the pleasure of...
Well, Alex just met me, but I've known Lance for a long time, and unfortunately I've known you as well.
Well, so. I just met you in person, but of course know the voice very well. Over 30 years commentating, you're synonymous with this sport. What drives your passion for horse racing?
I'm not really a racing person as such. I didn't know that I had a talent to do this. And Chris asked me if I wanted to try it, and I said, okay, I will. So the first day I went there, I knew nothing.
And by Chris, you mean Chris Armand?
Chris Armand,
yes.
And then it gradually went from there.
Well, if you had to say one thing, what's the key to the art of horse racing commentary?
The gift of the gab.
Gift of the gab.
Yeah.
Because I noticed with your style, it's not hurried, but it's continuous.
You should be fluent in anything. You really shouldn't have much dead air. When you hear it's not fluent, that means I'm not sure about a horse. Mm-hmm. But what you try to do is ad-lib. So you forget Lance, and you're saying George in the lead, and Alex is second, and when you come to Lance, you probably have a little memory lapse, you know, and like, oh, I'm getting younger now, I have them sometimes. And you'd say, like, so as they run to the half mile, and you know,
fill it with
dirt is flying in their face, or whatever you come with, until eventually I've looked in the book and I'm saying, and I'll bring it out now, and I say, and Lance is tracking them in third, you know.
Right.
So there's tricks to every trade.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Gentlemen?
All right, Spuddy, I was at Tony Cozier's funeral several weeks ago, and I was almost astonished to learn, because I didn't know this before, that in his young years, racing commentary was something that thrilled him before he became a seasoned cricket commentator. He used to commentate running marbles with his friends, and they would race marbles, and he would be commentating. You didn't have that kind of background?
Not really. As I told you, I was never really a racing person as such.
Yes.
You know, at Monroe, I knew like Elias Azan. His father was Lufti Azan, and he had horses. But because of them, you know, I sort of knew about it a bit, but I was never really a racing person as such. It's when I met Chris that this took off. And I never knew I had any talent for it.
Have you ever done an auction?
Many
auctions,
yeah,
right? I figured that would be...
He's also known for doing auctions.
Yeah, many.
Because that's the similar skill, right?
I go to Trinidad every year and help them down there.
You in high school, you thought of, or perhaps your parents wanted you to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
So what happened with that?
Well, I don't study very well, eh? I don't like to read, and I'm not a studier of books. So I passed my exams, but I didn't do as well as I should have. So the first time I did A-levels, I got an E, which is enough. In those days, but it's not enough to get you to Caveville campus, because we never had the campus here. And then I went to the Carteret, and I took them over, and I got an E again. So when I applied with the 2 E's, history and economics, they said my grades were too low.
Yes.
So
anyway.
that was good, and I got rid of that, because I don't think I could have dealt with that.
You've seen some of the, well, you've called some of the absolute champions to have run at Caymanas Park, and I say absolute champions because every owner who has ever had a classic winner believes that that horse is the greatest champion of them all. Some of your favorites among the horses you would have seen over the years who have won the Derby?
Well, I don't remember if Harlequin won the Derby,
No,
Yes?
he didn't.
No, he
But,
didn't.
He led for a long way.
With Charles
but
Ossie and
lost. I
lost,
think
yeah.
Rika,
and he
Rika
also
won that.
led for a long way in the Caribbean Classic.
Classic, under Charles
and,
Ossie again.
and the argument was that he went too fast.
Too early.
Too
yes.
early. So he was a hell of a horse, because if he was rated on that lead, and I'm not blaming anybody,
Right.
he may have done better. I'm not saying he would have won, but it shows his class because he was running against, foreigners. Eros is a hell of a horse. I'm not even picking who won the Derby. Eros could win from 5 furlongs to 10 furlongs. And then of course you had the Viceroy. We had a lot of them. Legal Light, Royal Dad. I'm not sure if he was as good as some of them.
Well, we
but
didn't
in
really get
his
to
day-
find out because he collapsed
Well,
in the
yeah,
3-year-old
yeah,
campaign and died. Miracle Man?
Excellent. Excellent. Can't leave that out.
All right, we take a break. We're talking with ace commentator Brian Rickman. Many say he's the best commentator of any sport in the Caribbean. He'll modestly tell you that that's nonsense, but that's him. More after the break.
Florentino Star not really gaining any momentum, right alongside 1,000 Stars, but it's the smart filling Nuclear Affair in the hands of Day Nelson. They leave the furlong pole in behind and leave the rest of them all for dead and toiling in the wake of Nuclear Affair. What a run by the filly. Nuclear Affair swamps them in the 1,000 meter.